Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the financial milestones that you should reach really between your 20s and 30s. Before we get into the video, guys, go ahead and click on the subscription link, turn on notifications so you can stay up to date on all of my videos. Let's go ahead and get into this. So with milestones, guys, it is really the pivotal time to celebrate successes that you've had. Setting milestones really gives you a goal that you can really drive to. And again, when you hit that milestone, you can really celebrate. Now, when you do turn 18, you should consider getting a credit card. Like we've said in previous videos, guys, credit cards will help you establish credit. Make sure you go through, you do your research, you find the card that is going to fit you, going to fit your lifestyle, because this will save you money for your entire life. The difference between having great credit and bad credit over the course of a person's life is roughly a little less than $1 million that you can save in interest alone. That is right, guys, little less than $1 million in interest. When you look at credit cards, when you look at debt, when you look at auto loans, when you look at mortgages, if you're paying a higher interest for all those items because you don't have good credit, it is going to cost you an incredibly amount. Times that by your entire life, it is going to be very, very expensive. Number two, establishing good credit. Guys, a good credit score takes a long time to build up. Now, we do know 35% is your payment history, 30% is the capacity or your utilization of debt. You have to make sure you really manage those and manage those on a monthly basis. If you're not doing it, nobody else is going to do it for you. It's very unfortunate. A lot of people will fall into overspending because they don't budget, things of that nature. But again, everything that we cover in this channel, you can really steer away from that and make sure that you are setting yourself up for success. Next one we look at is the emergency fund. That first $1,000 in savings was step one. The very basis for all of financial counseling is saving that emergency fund. That way, when something does happen, you can go back to the emergency fund versus going back to borrowing or putting stuff on credit cards. You have the funds available that is really the fundamentals to creating really a free and full financial life. Stick to a monthly budget. That is the next one. Really making sure, again, that you are sticking to that monthly budget, revisiting it on a regular basis to make sure that nothing has changed. Once you do have that monthly budget, you have your emergency fund. We know it is paying down debt, guys. Debt is the biggest adverse thing that will keep you from having financial freedom. So making sure that you are paying down that debt in a regular method. Once you get past there, guys, retirement savings. Now, this is one of the biggest milestones that you're going to have essentially your entire life. Even going into retirement, guys, you still have to budget. You still have to figure out where all of your money is going, because we've always said, guys, there are really two different people that live in the world. There's one that gets paid at the end of the month. They wonder where all of their money went. And there's the second person who gets paid, and at the end of the money, they wonder where they're going to put the rest of the remaining funds they have because they budgeted every penny and where it is going throughout the entire month. Now, retirement savings, a lot of institutions, a lot of your employers do have retirement plans that offer matches. It's free money, guys. So if your employer gives you a 4% match on your retirement, if you put in 4%, they will give you another 4%. Always take the match, guys. It is literally free money when it comes to your retirement savings. If you start early, if you start in your 20s, starting to get into your 30s or 40s, you will have years of compounding interest, which, as you know, mathematically speaking, if you're looking at 20 years, the last, year 19, year 20 are the biggest compounding years. Same if you have 30 years, if you have 40 years, the earlier that you put money away, the better that you can live in the future. Now with this, guys, of course, we know the 50-30-20 rule. 20% of that is the debt repayment. Making sure, again, that you're paying off your debt. You don't want to be the person down the road that goes into retirement that still has a mortgage, that still has credit card debt, that still has auto loans. All of that moving into retirement should be kind of done at this point. That way you are moving right into a very healthy and a very happy retirement. Next one we look at, guys, is pay the bills on time every time. We've talked about this again and again. 35% of your score is paying your bills on time, guys. Set them up on automatic payments. Make sure the money's there. Even if you're making just the bare minimum payments, you do want to make a payment and you want to make an on-time payment. One detrimental or one missed payment, one late pay can count against 24 of your on-time pays. So it has a huge impact when it comes to your credit score. Next one we look at, guys, is saving money for a home. So if you put 20% down on the purchase price, that was always kind of the magical number once upon a time. Now it's roughly 5 to 10%. But when you're looking to get into a home, depending on the programs they offer, if you do have cash down, you can get a lower rate. You can get a better rate. You can get better financing. There's even a lot more companies that will finance you if you do have money down, which when you start getting married, when you start having a family, when you're looking to purchase a home, going into all of this already having a budget will be exactly what you need. So you might go in for a pre-approval from a lender. Lender might say, congratulations, you're approved for $500,000. When you look at the math, does that payment make sense for what you're approved for? Most of the time, again, with lenders, probably not. You might be in the $250 range is what you're looking to spend, but they will pre-approve you for far above and beyond from what I've seen. Then you could actually afford. There's a lot more costs that you really have to break down when it comes into owning a home. You have maintenance on the home, you have taxes on the home. There is a lot of utility bills that come with owning a home. So making sure that you really do your research, seeing exactly not only what the payment is going to be, but can you actually afford the home? So if you had a $3,000 to $5,000 expense, could you cover that when you own a home? Let's say your furnace goes out, your air conditioner goes out, you need windows, you need a roof. Depending on what it is, can you afford to own the home? A lot of people do rent for this reason. They rent condos, they rent homes, they rent apartments, saving up money for a house, making sure, again, financially within the budget that you can afford the home that you're looking for. Student loans, let's talk a little bit about student loans. They are probably one of the absolute biggest hurdles, I would say, within the United States right now. Student loans are so prevalent that people are buying things much later in life because they have an exorbitant amount of student loan payments. Even when you look at income-based repayments, when you look at repayment plans, they are huge. The amount of money that is put into student loans nowadays is just absolutely insanity, in my opinion. Where again, the general rule of thumb is 33% comes from grants, scholarships, things of that nature. 33% comes from your parents, and then 33% goes in student loans. Well, a majority of the time, what we're seeing is 80% is going in student loans. 20% might be a little bit of help from your parents, a little bit of help from, grant scholarships, things of that nature. So overall, the bulk of the student loans is put on the student themselves, resulting in 5, 10, possibly even longer for a student loan repayment, which makes it incredibly hard. Now, have it, excuse me, have a treat yourself account. It's kind of cool how they put this. An account that is going to be saving for what you want. Again, this is where our budgeting aspect comes in, making sure that you set aside money in your budget. If you love to travel, if you love to go out and eat, if you love to go to the movies, regardless of what you love to do, life is going to continue. I don't want you to think that the budget is every single penny has to be allocated somewhere and it has to be towards savings. It has to be to debt. There is still going to be life, guys. You want to set aside money that you are going to utilize for things that you enjoy to do. We don't want this to be, if you make it so strict and if you make it so detrimental to your lifestyle, you'll never follow the plan. You'll never follow the budget. It will completely fall apart. If you're setting aside X amount of dollars, let's say $200 a month to go out and eat, that's exactly what it is earmarked for. You have it set aside, you have it built into the budget, which is exactly what you're looking to do. And the final one, guys, the financial goals. Now, we have talked about this a lot of times, making sure, again, you have that emergency fund, you have the debt repayment, you're saving for retirement, you're paying down your house. There are a lot of ways to really set long-term financial goals. Where do you want to be in 3 to 5 years? Do you want to own a home? Do you want to be debt-free? Do you want to pay off credit cards? Do you want your cars paid off? Really setting realistic, and that's one of the big things, guys, realistic long-term financial goals can set you up for success. All right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if there are any milestones that you have already set for your financial freedom. And as always, thank you guys for watching.